later slides. So we asked the question, does war have an impact on emissions? And our research showed that yes, war does contribute significantly to emissions. From the CCPI, we found that military activity in total accounts for 5.5% of global emissions. This means that if all of the world's military was a country, it would be the fourth largest emitter in the world. And then specifically, we looked into how the lead up to war and the aftermath of war separately cause emissions.
Our research showed that yes, war does contribute significantly to emissions. From the Climate Change Performance Index, we found that 5.5% of global emissions could be due to military activity in total. This means that if all the world's military was a country, it would be the fourth largest emitter in the world. Specifically, we looked into how the lead up to war and the aftermath of war separately cause emissions. Through my research on war, specifically the circumstances that lead up to war, I have found that arms production, weapons testing, supply gathering, logistics and transportation, operations at bases and facilities, and the overall weapons supply chain negatively contribute to the climate crisis. According to an article by Springer Nature titled "The Relationships Between Renewable Energy, Net Energy Imports, Arms Exports, Military Expenditures, and CO2 Emissions in the USA," researchers found that increased military spending and arms production was correlated to an increase in carbon emissions in both developed and developing countries. Another report from the sixth assessment report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change also found that geopolitical conflict zones showed higher levels of carbon emissions not only during times of conflict, but during preparation periods as well. This study found that events such as the War on Terror and the 2022 Russian-Ukrainian war led to a 0.04 increase in carbon dioxide intensity for every 1% escalation in global military expenditure as a percentage of GDP. Both of these studies clearly showcase that war, specifically military operations and preparation for war, lead to an increase in carbon emissions and negatively harms the environment.
Our research on the aftermath of war shows evidence to suggest that it also contributes to emissions. An article from Earth.org showed that after 3 years of war in Ukraine, reconstruction of infrastructure made up 27% of the country's emissions. Also, landscape fires, which partially happened because of firefighters having a harder time controlling fires due to the war, made up another 21%. Also, a research paper from the Queen Mary University of London looked at the environmental impact of the war in Gaza. They found that total carbon emissions due to the war itself, specifically the first 120 days, were estimated to be between 420,000 and 652,000 tons of CO2. And then when they considered the pre- and post-war construction, that number jumps all the way up to between 47 million and 61 million tons of CO2. So in conclusion, war, its preparation, and its aftermath do significantly worsen the climate.